My name is Li Pei Hui. My metric number is 261931. I will presenting about corporate governance and profitability of Chartered Logistics Limited, which is in Indian company. My title is the effect of accountability towards firm-specific factors and systematic risk. First, we talk about issue and the problem in the company. From the annual report, I found that key issue in corporate governance is accountability principle. This is because I found that the board of director are the qualification and experience is not relevant to the logistics sector. As addition, the board of director are inefficiency of internal control. In the corporate governance or internal control are play an important role. Internal control such as establish the audit committee and risk management committee, but in this company are not establish the risk management committee. So as a result, board of director will unable to make wise decision will affect the profitability of the company. Next, we talk about literature review. From this company occurred the accountability problem. So according to the Robert and Scambers 1985, accountability is entire a relationship whereby some people are required by others to explain and take responsibility for their action, giving and demanding reason for conduct. In this in our case is will accountability will affect the profitability of company. So according to Majuda and Chihibert 1999, determine the firm performance by using a set of financial ratio. Financial ratio including accounting based on measurement calculated for firm financial statement such as ROA and ROE. Following, we talk about research objectives, which first one to investigate effect of accountability towards firm-specific factors. Second is to investigate effect of accountability towards systematic risk. The third is to investigate effect of accountability towards firm-specific factors and systematic risk. And research questions is about number one, what the effect of accountability towards firm specific factors. Second is what is the effect of accountability towards systematic risk. The third is what the effect of accountability towards firm specific factors and systematic risk. Following, we talk about methodology. Methodology, we're using three methods. First is data sampling technical data and analyze. Data and sampling. All these data are take from the annual report, which is 5 years from 2015 until 2018. And sampling technical, we are using the SPSS system to analyze our results, and we separate in firm specific factors and systematic risk. From the data analyzed, we divide in dependent variable and independent variable. Dependent variable, we have the accountability. For the independent variable is firm specific risk factors and systematic risk. And third is firm specific factors and systematic risk. Following, we will talk about analyze SPSS result. First, we will look at the descriptive statistic. And the mean this column meaning that average in 5 years all the independent variable. For example, is ROE, we can look at the mean is 0.076, meaning that average this company average in the 5 year within the 5 year can produce 0.0676 can produce 0.0676 profit to every $1 of shareholder equity. Meaning that for $1 equity can produce 0.07 profit from equity. In the meanwhile, we'll see the standard deviation. Standard deviation meaning that volatile for the dependent variable or independent variable. If standard deviation number is higher, meaning that is very volatile and fluctuation. From this case, our ROE is 0.09 is considered low volatile because the standard deviation is low, which is close to mean. So this is the standard deviation, meaning that first we will talk about the correlation table. We can see this column pension correlation. From this column we can saw that if positive meaning have positive relationship to the dependent variable, if negative uh, figure, we know that there are the negative correlation with the dependent variable. We take one example from the operating margin, because operating margin are positive, meaning there are positive correlation, meaning that company must increase the operating margin will increase the ROE. So this is the meaning of uh, positive correlation. From this column significant, we can see whether is significant or not significant. In our case, the most significance is inflation rate because it's less than 0.1, which is 0.023. This is most significant. The most not significant is the STDV because it's more than 0.1, means that higher than 0.1, which is 0.363. Next, we look at the model summary. From this column, we can see that is about 0.97.7, meaning that in the firm specific factors, which is CG index, current ratio, operating margin, have 97.7 can explain to influence the company performance. This is the adjusted R-square, meaning that. The next, we look at the ANOVA table. We look at the significant part. This meaning that is significant because it's lower than 0.1, meaning that the firm specific factors are significant influence to the company performance. Next, we look at the correlation table. We look at this column significant part. In our case, we have only operating margin are significant because it's uh, lower than 0.1, which is 0.098, and positive relationship to ROE. However, the CG index and interest rate are not significant because it's higher than 0.1. So from that, we can observe this one can indicate that the company might increase the operating margin, will increase the profitability of the company because it's significant and positive correlation. Last, we look at the conclusion and recommendation. From the SPSS result, it shows that the firm specific factors are more influence to the company, which is have 97.7% compared to other factors such as systematic risk. And in our case, we look operating margin in most significant are positive correlation to profitability. So company must focus on operating margin and increase it will increase the profitability. And so finally, there are a great influence or a big relationship between firm specific factors and profitability of company. My recommendation is increase on operating margin, and in the end will increase the profitability of the company. That's all for my presentation.